Now we also have Jim Metz, who's my guest, and Jim, why don't you tell us he is the president, I don't know, chief potentate of the new Cape Charles Civic. So give us just a quick rundown.
Sure, well, a bunch of us got together last October because we were somewhat concerned about some certain developments within Cape Charles, and we felt, gee, the people who live here and the people who own property within the historic district don't have a voice. And the most that you get in the town council meeting is like 3 minutes, and there's no opportunity, no forum to develop a consensus about the issue. So instead, I think it's time to organize the people within the historic district. We had a kickoff meeting in February, social, and then we had our first monthly meeting in May, and we had our third meeting just last month. And we've been talking about some of the priorities within the historic district. Parking is one, maintaining the beach is another. There are 2 other issues that we're doing. The historic district guidelines has been an issue. But one of the issues that has come up recently, and it's kind of an unintended consequence of our success as a tourist destination, is that the assessment of our homes has gone up in quantum leap this year, and it's taxing people out of their homes. So we invited John Covert to our meeting, and he listened to some of the residents about their situation. He went back to the Board of Supervisors, and he and the Board of Supervisors are in fact going to meet tonight to finalize a package of tax relief for all of the people of the county. And as a result, 85 households will receive tax relief this year.
Yeah, that's countywide.
That's countywide. So that was certainly one thing that we've accomplished. We have another member on the board who's concerned about crosswalks. That's another consequence of being a tourist destination, is more traffic coming into the town. And so she was worried about some of our residents, especially handicapped residents, who are, kind of making their own way on the road to get places. And she has been working with VDOT and the town to identify crosswalk areas. And she was already able to get a crosswalk sign installed up at the beach near the gazebo. So that work is going to continue. So, if you're living in the historic district, I hope you will join us. And,
what if you aren't?
We are focused on the interests of the historic district. If you are in, Bay Creek, I believe you have a group that represents you, or in the Marina Village, you have a group that represents you. If you don't have a representative group, start one.
Why can't we join yours? And we'll have Cape Charles within the political boundary of Cape Charles.
Well,
Because we are one community. We are not Bay Creek and the historic district, or Bay Creek, the historic district, and everything else.
Yeah.
I think we're
paying your taxes. We care about Mason Avenue. We care about the beach.
Sure.
I mean, those are all concerns.
But you are our guest today. We'll take this offline.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome. We love you. But we have a point of discussion for later.
Yes. So
But talk to Bill Stram.
Okay, so I'd like to follow on what you just said. There was a crosswalk study done by the county. It identified all the crosswalks that were necessary. And what happened after that, it's between VDOT and the town. So VDOT is VDOT, and they are very particular
Yes.
We've been told, you know, we don't own the roads.
I know
We got it.
I know.
We need to move on in the interest of time, but thank you very much. Look forward to working with you all.
be here.
Our last guest, and she's gonna be speaking later, if that's okay, is Courtney Nottingham, president of the Hancock Club. Yes, thank you. Round of applause. Yeah, we're gonna do things a little bit out of order. We'll come back to Happy Dollars and some of the other announcements after we hear from Betty Bivens, who's gonna give us her biography. Betty, why don't you come on up?
Sorry to get things out of order, but I have, 1 o'clock, I have to leave at 1, and so, I will. Maybe short time. And I would like to thank Jim and Ruth for, having the biography. It really helps us to get to know each other. Even though we meet each week, we don't necessarily get to know the person other than for 1 hour here and there. And so my history is going to be different from some of the ones I've heard here. And it's a history of 2 cultures. And the bottom line of everything that we hear today is that every experience that I've had is what makes me the woman that I am today. The positives, the challenges have all come together to make one person who has lived in multiple worlds, the one who's here today and happy that she is the person she is. So let the story begin. Okay? And most people don't start here, but I like to start with where I was born. Okay? I was born, has anyone here heard of Rotary Community Hospital? Okay. Community Hospital was the Black hospital, the colored hospital, the only colored hospital in North and Fourth of Virginia Beach, Hampton, anywhere on the South Side. And
Newport News had a
Newport News, I take it back. Yes, you're right. Newport News had one. The only healthcare facilities for people of color, period. Okay. So even before that, I'll take a step back. My mother and father met at Virginia State College at the time. My father was from New Brunswick, New Jersey. My mother was from Portsmouth, Virginia. So my father, because of love, moved after graduation and after World War II to Portsmouth, Virginia, from a very integrated environment in New Brunswick, New Jersey, to a very segregated environment in Portsmouth, Virginia. Level do. But being here, my father became, to put it mildly, a civil rights activist. He knew how things could be, and he knew how things would be here. So with that, that was where, because of him having come from healthcare facilities, so many people say, you were born in a hospital? Because in my young age of 71 years, at the time, most people were born in homes. And in fact, my husband, we were living in the home he was born in. We were born in the home. I know Thomas George was born in a home. And so I don't know, again, we're learning history, it's where people live, where people were born. So I was one of the rare ones to be born in a hospital. But at the same time, I had a brother who did not survive birth. And my mother had a totally normal pregnancy, but he was born breech. And the family practitioner who had never delivered a breech baby delivered him. And long story short, he passed the day after birth. And that is what really, really got my parents very, very going. And we've got to do better. I've got to admit, Mason Andrews in Norfolk was one of the community activists who saw things needed to be better. And so there are a lot of opinions of Mason Andrews. He was a very strong personality, but he was a very positive personality too, in helping make healthcare available to everyone on the South Side. So people have heard positives, negatives, but there's a lot of positivity in no matter what one may hear negative. So getting through that, that was the environment I was born in. So my father, being accurately was, we will skip a few years, and then when it came time for me to go to middle school, 7th grade, I was just in 1973. And that was just before civil rights laws were passed. But my father said, we're going to be doing this above and beyond whatever's coming down the road. So I was the first African-American child to attend Craddock Junior High School in the 7th grade. And that opened my eyes. The best thing about that is that it helped me to be a very independent person. Okay? When I would sit in one part of the room, the entire class would shift to another part. Okay? The beauty of that is that I learned to sit in the front of the room. And the rest of the class. The teacher had to stay bored. So I had private education. I was the only one who was closest to her, saw everything, who heard everything, because teachers taught it for them. And so that is one thing, to a degree, I still do. Whenever I go anywhere, I'll usually put myself in the middle or the front or the side. Well, I'm also nearsighted, so that. We learn positivity. And there are 2 friends that I have to this day that even though they weren't that good of friends then, but they weren't that bad. They were neutral. And as I evolved from the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, they became friends. And to this day, I still have 2 friends from the 7th grade that are closer to any other human beings in my life. We still call maybe once a year, once every 10 years. It was just like we spoke yesterday. And that is how life continues. So high school, college, another long story short, both my parents died, my father, my senior year of high school, my mother, my sophomore year of college. And so I was trying to decide what to do. At the time, I got accepted at Connecticut College. And knowing on a scholarship for study, I said, well, when my mother passed, she was paying part of the salary, part of tuition. So I just knew I was going to be in Virginia, back in Portsmouth, living in Portsmouth for the rest of my life, and I'd find a way. Oh no, my college interviewed me a full scholarship. They took care of me not only during the school year, but they found jobs for me in Portsmouth and Norfolk. One of them at Norfolk Community Hospital, where I worked during the summer to support myself. And I would work study during Connecticut College. And to this day, I truly believe if it weren't for them seeing a young Black student who literally had no direction in life, they could have very easily said, you didn't do well. My first semester, I made 3 C's and a D.
That's what I did.
Good for you. Were you on a full scholarship?
Well, you had a lot of fun.
You had a lot of fun. You got it. Same options. And so I just knew because of my grades, I said, full scholarship, this is my school. But they saw beyond that. And to this day, Dean Jewel Cobb, who was the first African-American dean of Connecticut College, saw something and said, we're going to give you a chance. And so they took care of me literally through graduating. And then I met my husband, and here we are. Yeah, I married at the Eastern Shore. That's a long story short. Years later. But during that time, it gave me a strength to say, yes, there are going to be challenges, but hang in there. You may not be where you want to be at any given time, but work to what you want to do. And being independent, because most of my family at that time, family, strong history of hypertension. In 3 years, 5 immediate members of the family died, every single one of stroke, literally dropped dead. Stroke, 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 stroke. That's why hypertension is such a devastating in the African American community. And well, I'll do an aside here. I'm a physician, so I got to go to the medical side. This is something that helped African Americans to survive the passage of Africa. Because when you're not fed or hydrated on the ships and the long trips, the ones who didn't need as much fluid, meaning their bodies held on to it, are the ones that survive the churning. So this in turn became a negative when we were well hydrated and well fed, then our hypertension kicked in. And that is one of the many, many reasons why the African American population, we have to be very, very sensitive and aware of hypertension. It is what helped us to survive the passage. But then once we got here, got settled, got fed, got hydrated, it became a major killer. It is to this day a major killer of a lot of people. So, just being aware of that, got it under control. We're all good time. All right. School, after school, didn't know what to do. Had a BA in zoology. Woo! What do you do with BA in zoology? Not much. Wanted to come back to Virginia. If I'd said it would, I probably would have gone into research. Coming back to Virginia, didn't know what to do. So I got a job at Norfolk General Hospital collecting blood because working in Norfolk Community Hospital, I learned how to be a phlebotomist. That's what I did that summer. And so Norfolk General gave me a job at VA. I worked along with students that had never graduated from high school because that's what you do when you don't know what you want to do. And then I became interested in nursing. Since I had one degree, I could take nursing courses only in Norfolk State and work full time. Did that, and after a while, Norfolk General paid for my education. If I worked full time and went to school, which I wanted to do full time in just nursing courses, I could do both. So learn to work day and night and night and day. And after BA in zoology, then associate degree in Norfolk State, then decided I wanted to do more than that. Went to Hampton again, Norfolk General Hospital, paying away. I went to school full time, worked 8 hours, 16 hours on, 8 hours on Friday, 16 hours on Saturday, and 16 hours every Sunday. So I could have Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays free for courses. Got me through. It's survival. You do what you need to do to be where you want to be. Then after that, I started teaching nursing. Loved it. OB-GYN. I don't know why I went OB-GYN. It took therapy to help me to understand it. It was probably way back from when I was a child. I wanted to add back, provide health care to women who did not have it. And so, love OB-GYN nursing. Wanted to get more, but around here we didn't have master's degree. Closest thing was Richmond. Anyone know my husband? Yeah, people know my husband. Really believe it? Back in those days, he said,
My wife is not going to Richmond.
today he would not do it. Okay, so wife said, yes, dear, stay home. That didn't last long. So did something. I said, Eastern Virginia Medical School is starting, and out of pure, unadulterated frustration, not studying for the MCATs, not doing anything other than applying early decision, just expecting to be rejected. Guess what? My name is Dr. Betty Bivens today. I just said I went. I was myself. I had no pressure on me. I was doing what I just thought I needed to do to be rejected and then go back and be happy doing what I was doing. And that was how I took the whole process, step by step. when the OB-GYN ended up matching the University of Texas, Galveston. Went there for residency. My husband completed his doctorate there. When Paul saw what Bed Lou was doing, that's my name, of course, Bed Lou Brown, then he said he wanted to go too. He had been kind of playing around with his mind. They were starting a PhD program. So he was in the inaugural biomedical science PhD program at Eastern Virginia Medical School. And in fact, he worked with Howard and Georgia and Cecil Jones in in vitro fertilization. He worked on the first test tube baby in the United States. And so he did further research down in Houston and completed his doctorate down there and got an EMS. And so we just kind of had challenges. We just took left foot, right foot, took a step at a time. Challenges. This is just the high points, okay? Yes.
1 minute.
Okay. We're here where we are today because we took the challenges. We didn't worry about what would happen if we failed because failure was expected of us. Okay. So we just did what we needed to do with challenges that will be left undiscussed today. And so what we do when we try to work with the community and kids in the community is tell them, do what you need to do. We want to be an example. Do what you need to do, be where you think you need to be. And if you don't know where you want to be now, just do something that you consider positive and don't let anyone else know.
Bravo.
Heard a biography that is both so interesting and inspiring. So thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for Happy Dollars. So what happy Rotarian would like to start us off? Bill Payne?
I'd like to start because I'm $10 worth of happiness, Jackie.
That's it?
Yeah, just $10. I want to give Bertus a little room to work. But so Jackie and I drove to Chicago last week to visit friends and family, and we drove back through West Virginia.
We had to get a visa.
So that was quite an experience, John. Those mountains and curves really take it out of an 80-year-old man. So we're delighted to be back. We're sorry we missed last week, but I know, or you all should know, you were in our hearts, right, Jackie?
Yes. All right, who else?
Yeah, I've got five. I'm happy to announce that my son, his wife, daughter, and the little dog are now in their own home after being in our house. 2.5 months.
So this is for their safe return home. Okay.
Yeah, so it's good to have them, but it's also good to know they've got their own place now too. And but I guess the positive part of that is I was here a week longer, so I got to come back this week before they put our trip.
Bravo. $5 for that. Who else?
I've got 20. I got 10. Tell Jackie he's survived West Virginia. I'll say I started grade school in 1954 in Southern West Virginia in an integrated school. It was not a perfect situation. We still had college schools that operated in 1962 and curriculum senior. That's freshman high school. But I really appreciate what you said about friends. I'm very empathetic. For those who haven't seen it, there's a show called The Norfolk 7. That's the right number. It's just, I know you would really, really relate to that. I would encourage people to see that. And I won't say more. 10 for Dr. Bivens and 10 for Payne and Jackie. I'm sure you got to leave Jackie over there, but they would.
Reggie.
You might have to give 5 for Jackie tolerating Bill.
For reason our time. I am gonna put in $5 for Reggie, who held the first committee meeting of the new year. The social, yeah, bravo. Social committee is already hatching plans for 4 events this year. And also $5 for Dr. Betty, who kind of sort of held the second committee meeting. It was really just a planning meeting for the membership committee, but with Diane Dawson. So more to come. To all you chair people who may be listening, I'm going to be calling you soon for your plans. So please get your committee together and start thinking about what you want to do. So now, oh, did I miss one? Oh, I'm sorry, Joan.
$5.
Yep.
For Bill paying levy meeting, being patient enough to learn how to use our new camera, and for you for authorizing us to buy one for the Rotary.
And we're gonna buy a mic too.
Hey, okay. Mike,
Yes.
is it someone we can recruit?
Well, no, Diane Dawson complained that the audio on the machine here
Okay.
isn't great enough.
All right.
But we sold a lot of crab cakes, right?
You'll find room. It's important that members be able to tune in if they're on the road.
Before Paul comes back.
Last happy dog.
I have $5 for our daughter visited us for 2 weeks and is now safely back in Saudi Arabia. But she was there minus one of her items of luggage. Very critical. I had her dress and shoes. But she had one of these electronic things you hook. You put a tag on your luggage, and she had it hooked into her Apple Watch, and she knew that it was lost in Paris. In Charles de Gaulle International Airport, she could tell what terminal it was, and she tracked it all. Have you ever seen pictures? I don't know on Facebook of the luggage and like at Heathrow Airport and so forth, it's heaped up. I mean, I don't know how you ever find a piece of luggage there. She's right there, and it's just delivered today. So it's probably worth more than $5. Her recommendation was do not travel in Europe right now. It is a mess. It is just a mess. The flights in terms of delays, cancellation, the tracking of luggage is a horrendous. It says, in fact, don't travel.
Thank you, Alan, for the $5, for the technology tip update, and for the travel tip. Thank you very much. So charge him $15. Courtney, do you want to tell us, speaking of happy dollars, this is Courtney Nottingham, president of the Hancock Rotary Club, and she's going to tell us about a raffle, about all our opportunities with a $36,000. Courtney, please.
So about 3 years ago, we were approached by the Homestead Roses. For the last 16 years, they put on a food run every year. It consists of Homestead Creek, Nambua Creek, and Hancock Creek. They had just lost a lot of members, didn't have a lot of volunteers, and wanted to know if we wanted to help out. Well, my father used to own a marina, so anything to do with boats, I was sure, I'm all in for that. So I've kind of taken over the poker run the last couple of years. This year we have gotten a boat to raffle off. It's a 2022 17-foot Stingray. It's all white, it's got a fishing package, garment.
Charge him $15.
It's got all kinds of bells and whistles on it. We're selling the tickets for $30 a piece, or 4 for $100. The raffle is going to be Saturday, so anybody wants tickets, let me know today. I can get back down here.
You mean the drawing is?
The drawing is going to be Saturday at the poker run. I'm taking the boat to Pony Penning tomorrow, so I'm hoping to finish selling off tickets tomorrow. 2,000 tickets done selling.
You can just buy them online.
Wow.
we did not set it up online this year. That's our plan for next year. It was kind of a last minute decision. I went to Sandpiper Marine and was like, hey, will you give me a vote? And I said, sure. I was expecting to say no. So, yeah, and so we only had like 3 months to get it all together, so, but, yeah, so. That, and then, I've also been sent Andre.
Ah, yes. Bill Murphy, would you please step to the front?
What I do.
This is something else for us to do you for a happy day.
Yeah. Andre Elliott, who is our, what's his official area governor,
Yes.
went to Williamsburg to one of the meetings over there, and they sent this back for you. So he asked me to present it to you. It's just a certificate of appreciation. Present it to William Murphy, served to change lives. And it's awarding for outstanding dedication and commitment as the 2021-22 Rotary District 7600 Assistant Governor.
Hey. We need to take a picture of that.
I think.
We need a picture. Oh, you got it.
Very good, very good. All right, thanks. Thank you.
Well, what's in the box?
All right, I think, okay, it is 1 o'clock. We got, can I take you up on the offer and we'll talk next week. We'll get an update on what the social committee is planning. And it's not important, but I'll also tell you about the dues increase. Not 40. All right, ladies and gentlemen, would you all please stand for the Rotary Pledge and join me? Is it the truth? Is it fair for all concerned? Will it build goodwill and friendships?
Will it be beneficial to all?
Concerned. Thank you.
Stan.
Stan.
And
Oh, and Stan, excuse me.
Hey, Stan,
Will
school
we have-
supplies, announcement.
Now, also, before we go, don't forget, we have school supplies, people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be asking everyone, I think I hit everyone individually today, but keep that in mind.
Who brought these in?
These brought by Randy.
Oh, Randy, thank you very much.
That's Randy, Joan, and Bill Murph so far.
Great.
Thank you.
Next week,
All right.
we'll have school supplies.
Remember, service above self.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh.
Yes.
Plenty of time.
And you don't be hanging around.
That's why I have duties.
Good. You know, you're
What do I do, walk home? Bloody girls.
Your new best friend.
So, get that all wrong. You were going to me, I was screwing up.
Yes, you were.
I sure did. You're the pop-ups. You don't take it. You all.
Oh, you got the supplies?
It's a. I mean.
Yes,
You got
yes.
some supplies.
Thank you. You again?
You again.
No, I'm keeping a mental note.
What?